what I've seen, at least through my own experiences, are there some really great coaches, and I had a chance to play for some historical coaches. I mean, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, Terry Donahue, and a number of others, Ernie Zampese. But the guys that do it at the youth level, you all are the ones that really impact the kids and get them going in the right direction, and it's not lost on any of us. I mean, we introduced Russ Warnick, a teammate of mine. He's my left tackle there at UCLA when I was playing, and he's got those same stories, I know. And even those that didn't go on and play major college football or professional football, every one of you in this room that played, you've got a story about a coach that touched you and made a difference. And just so happens that I had some outstanding ones here in Cerritos, and I'm thankful for it. And this place will always be very special to me.
Your early coaches, what do you think was the biggest influence on you, what they had to do? What would you say? What did they influence you the most?
Well, I think that they allowed me to maintain a love of the game. I think that can be taken away pretty quickly. I've got young daughters. I've got 10 and 11-year-old girls, and so I know what those experiences are like for them. You want them to enjoy it. You want them to come away from the experiences, gaining confidence in themselves, and that's what I try to tell them. I mean, I said in the deal that my dream, my dad used to always ask me from the time I was, 7 years old, hey son, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I don't ever remember wanting to be anything other than a professional athlete, and so I'm one of the fortunate ones. But the reality is not many guys get that opportunity, and I don't anticipate that my daughters are going to go on and play professional sports, but I want them playing sports, and I want them learning about teamwork. I want them learning about sportsmanship. I want them to learn about sacrifice and committing to the team, and I want coaches to hold them accountable to those values. And so those were the things that I gained from it. I felt that they really instilled. Fundamentally, I got taught very well. I got coached very well, but it goes beyond that. I think that they made me and our teams accountable and taught us the right way to play.
And I think that's so true about our coaches here in Cerritos. Many of us have coached, and all these out here now that we're honoring tonight have spent many hours, and the dedication they have to teach those kids, the values that we were just talking about is so important. Let me ask you another question. As a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you led your team to victory in 3 Super Bowls. Give me a couple of your favorite memories from those Super Bowls.
Well, those are, the first one, well, let me just backtrack. I mean, my first year, when I got to Dallas, we were the worst team in football, and that's why I got picked to go there.
The #1 draft choice, right?
And then, unfortunately, after my first year, I didn't really make much of an impact. We were still the worst team in football, so I think they might have been wondering why we brought this guy in. But, 3 years after that, we were, on top of the mountain. We were hoisting up the Lombardi Trophy, so it was an amazing turnaround. That was unprecedented in those years. I mean, now you see it because the game certainly has changed a little bit. But the Super Bowls. First of all, I'm thankful that I won 3 Super Bowls, and that 12 years after I came into the league, that a lot of really great things happened for me and for our team, because you don't want to go into the game and come out of it and then say, well, you remember that bust in '89 that came into the league and didn't do anything? So I was thankful from that perspective. But what I remember really is the first Super Bowl we won, when it became apparent we were going to win the game. I was coming off the field, and I saw a bunch of guys, my teammates, many of whom were told that we would never win with them. And early on we did, and so that was an easy projection, but we did win. We ended up winning a world championship, and I remember the enthusiasm, the celebration that was taking place, and the smiles, and just a lot of weight being taken off a lot of people's shoulders, and saying, you know what, we did do it. We did it with the guys that they said we couldn't do it with. And that really, I mean, that may sound corny, but that really is what I remember the most about the Super Bowl, at least the first one that I was a part of. And anyone who's played athletics, you remember the games, you have laughs about them, about the plays, and you tend to remember and have more fun about some of the really bad plays that happened, when you get beyond it all. But what I enjoyed most about my experiences throughout my career were the guys that I forged relationships with, guys like Russ. You know, I mean, hey, he could be doing a lot of other things tonight, you know, but he's here and enjoying this, and I got great friends through athletics, you know, and there's always a common bond. People who serve in the services, you know, and you know, when there's something that, hey, you always know that person's going to be there, and so I've got a lot of those friends over the years, and you can't replace those.